There are millions of people who feel that there are parts of their job that they're not trained to do. Write a strategy, manage a team, or sell to customers. And business owners are often looking for ways to outperform the competition. The Roadmap Alternative MBA is a training course which provides the real-world skills to grow a business. In small to medium-sized businesses, the challenges you face are different. To create high-performing teams, we need to teach these skills. The Roadmap Alternative MBA teaches these skills required to grow a business so that your team can add more value, aid their personal development, progress their careers, or for entrepreneurs to launch and grow their business. We also do this at a price which is affordable, using clear language delivered in video, print, and online classroom sessions. This is not just theory. This is proven knowledge from people in industry. Our mission is making business education accessible. Join us.
Hello and good morning. It's Friday the 2nd of September. My name is Steve Pugh, and you might notice today I'm struggling a little bit. My voice is a little bit hoarse. I had the option to cancel and basically not do these, but I don't do that. I set a commitment to kind of do the best I can. And part of the reason for doing this live stream is to share my journey. And this is so much, my voice is worse than I thought it was, so I'm just going to battle through, but I appreciate your kind of patience. And thank you for Neil as well, kind of commenting in the comments. Yeah, basically what I try to do, even when I'm sick, is go through and do a live stream to talk about real interesting stuff which has happened this week, which you might find relevant. I pick out interesting stuff that's happened within the network, and I also kind of try and share value, knowledge and expertise to really give you some ideas to really think and really help you with your own kind of business or career. So as you might have seen in the little video that we just put up, we have a business course called the Roadmap MBA, which is now in 34 different countries. Shout out to Francisco Brenes as well, who sent us a review this morning from Costa Rica as well, which is very kind of cool. But what we're essentially trying to do is give you the real world skills to help you grow your business or career. We are massive fans of traditional business education. We love it, and if you can afford to do it, it's fantastic. I definitely kind of recommend it. But the truth is that 99% of the world's population can't afford and can't access traditional business education. It's too expensive, it takes too long, you can't fit it around your existing commitments, your family life, you've got a job, you've got a mortgage to pay. They might not let you in if you don't have the relevant kind of undergrad kind of degree. And there's hundreds of different reasons how, in my belief, that, you know, modern traditional business education, even the alternative kind of courses, aren't necessarily accessible to the wider kind of public. So one of the things that we're looking to do as a UK-based startup is bring free business education to the world, warts and all. Even when we've got a sore voice, we just keep kind of showing up. And over the next kind of 3 to 6 months, you're going to see some major developments in terms of what we do. The website is massive, which is going to be a huge kind of jump up. We've got an app coming as well. And then if you join us on, hi Matt Ord, I've just seen you on Instagram. If you join us on Instagram, we also broadcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I stopped doing Twitch. I thought it wasn't a relevant audience. That's more of a gamer kind of thing. And basically what we're trying to do is just do little reminders, little bits of added value for anyone to talk about different kind of topics. As Neil has pointed, if you do comment, it will show up on the screen. LinkedIn have actually changed part of their kind of algorithm recently, so comments don't always come through, which is really annoying, but I can't kind of control it. It just kind of is what it is. But genuinely, I do love it when people kind of join. And the other big thing as well is that in the past week, we also shipped to Kenya, which is quite cool. I've got a map on the wall of where we've sent stuff to. But genuinely, anyone in the world, anywhere, at least for the next kind of year or so, if you're partially interested in this, you're interested in making a step up in your business or career, get in touch and I will send you a completely free copy anywhere in the world. And what we're really trying to do, especially in the first kind of year, is get feedback, learn, improve. That this is a 10, 20 year kind of journey for me that people often kind of try and think it's going to happen overnight, and it genuinely doesn't. So one of the things that we try and do is just share a little bit of knowledge and stuff each week, but also share some of the updates and stuff for myself. Just, you know, to kind of, I'm on this journey as well, and you can kind of buy into the process or not. But genuinely, if you kind of get involved in the comments, you know, I'd love to know where you're watching from as well. So I have a few different topics today. One is, how do you define success? This I think is really important, and I had a chat yesterday with a guy called Chris Owens, but also I've been tagged in a few other posts about that because it's very different for lots of different people. Some people traditionally just define success as money, but actually there's a lot of other stuff involved, and actually I'm going to kind of talk about that. I'm going to talk about something that might be relevant to only 1% of you, but actually why not try and hack the YouTube algorithm? That one of the things that I tried to do, but you know, full disclosure, and it didn't work. And I also tried to look on YouTube to see if anyone had tried what I'd tried to do, and I'm sure they have, but nobody's done a video on it, so I'm going to talk about that one as well. Yeah, last week I got my first Adsense revenue, so ironically, for the same reason, when you start to get paid off YouTube for videos and content, so I create about 10 to 13 videos a week, like this, I'll get clipped up into like 5 separate videos. When you get paid for each one and each view, it makes common sense to try and just get as much as you can, and that's what I was trying to do. It didn't quite work, but I'm just going to be honest and open and kind of talk about that. Something that I'm going to touch on as well is how I think it's really important not to struggle alone, both from a mental health perspective. So I spoke to a brilliant guy called Aidan yesterday on the podcast, but actually some other messages which I've received as well. It's a common thing, and especially if you work on your own, you don't necessarily always have people to hand to kind of walk through stuff too. I'm going to touch on that and how it actually, you know, affects everyone. So that's just something to kind of touch on. And I think that's all my topics which I'm going to touch on. But no, it's been a fairly kind of tough week. Obviously, my voice is kind of given out, but it is what it is. I've been working a lot on my own projects that I, as a management consultant, spend 80% of my week kind of doing stuff for other people. And it's only in the other hours when we either do the live classroom sessions. So they're 3 p.m. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Tuesday, 7 a.m. on a Thursday, and midday Friday. And they're open to anyone to come, and we walk through the course, so you can pick my brains on how do I do this in my business or career. And they're open to everyone. Eventually, they will be kind of capped to the paid members on the course. But I'm easy for the next kind of year or two. It's more about just proof of concept and stuff as well. Cool, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go for this one. So one of the big things that I think might be quite interesting is, what is your definition of success? Most people treat it as money, some people treat it as prestige, some people almost think it's like job title, some people it's in sports and how you kind of do that. And it's a really funny one that your own definition of success will probably change over time, just yourself. Does that make sense? When I was growing up, I guess when I was 16 to 18, it was all about grades at school, trying to do that. And then when you get to university, just trying to pass the course, I think, is kind of success. Then you kind of, you know, go up to the next level. Then you get your first job and you're trying to get promoted and stuff. And I always had the goal to actually, for one, buy a Porsche, which was one of my dream goals that, you know, I never thought I'd ever do. And the other one was actually to become managing director of a company. And I managed to do both at 33. And it was a really hard slog, but actually after I'd done it with both of them, after about 6 months, I kind of got the chip off my shoulder, where it was a big goal I'd always strive towards. But actually when I'd done it, both of them just became the normal after a while. The car, which I loved, actually just became a normal car, and I kind of lost the love for it, so I sold it. And then likewise with the MD's job, I think people think it's some like magical thing that was going to change your life, but actually it's just a normal job. It's, you know, yes, it's a different job title and people do treat you differently. And then after that, I went on to a few kind of different jobs, and now arguably with the different startups and stuff, you know, I do earn similar money to kind of what I did before, but where I actually get my fulfillment from is the community engagement. It's trying to make an impact with different people. I'm really trying to achieve something that, for me, genuinely, I would prefer to send out 1,000 or 1,000,000 of these and help people just, you know, make that next step, give them confidence in what they want to do and make no money from it, than help 10 people and make £10 million. I'd actually prefer the first one. And the whole point is that no matter what your goals and aspirations are, they're all valid, they're all yours. That's absolutely cool. But actually these things kind of can change over time, and that's kind of okay kind of to do so. I was actually tagged in a quote this morning from someone called Keegan Brown, who's a 15-year-old Moto America GP Cup racer. And thanks to Fina Watson for kind of tagging me in the post. And the quote that he put up was, sometimes the success elevator breaks and you have to take the stairs. And that's so true. That I think a lot of people always think that you start a plan and you start a business and it's going to just be, straight shooting and you're just going to achieve your goal really quickly. And it's really difficult. It's really, really hard. And every time that you have a setback, be it your voice goes or whichever, sometimes you have to just knuckle down and keep going. The easy option in many ways is to quit and kind of give up. But that's not something I want to do. It's not something I would recommend to you. And it's still better to turn up and try your best than it is to just say, my voice isn't right today. I don't want to make a fool of myself in front of people. When actually that's just part of the commitment. If anything, you're saying more about yourself, that you're willing to turn up even when things aren't perfect. And actually for yourself, set yourself manageable goals, that if you have artistic, creative goals to create a really good body of work that you're proud of, that is success. It doesn't matter actually if nobody else likes what you do or they don't rate it. It doesn't matter, and the whole point then it's actually personal. And one of the things that I've really kind of found is that almost you can find contentment with yourself and what you're trying to do, but that actually comes from within. Yes, I occasionally get the message to say, well done and the stuff's really good, but that's actually quite rare. And you need that, belief in your own kind of stuff as well. I'd love to know if anyone kind of watches this, what does success mean to you? What things have you celebrated in the past that to other people might seem like nothing, but actually they're quite kind of important to you? And the whole point is it's just different. Success changes over time. And again, my view of success in 3 years' time might be different to what it is now. But as long as I've tried my best, I think that's the really important thing for me that I'm going to certainly try and do. But it was just something that I wanted to talk about, and especially the kind of quote from Keegan I thought was really kind of important to kind of look at. And another kind of element of kind of success that I believe as well is that it's being able to work with people with similar values. That one of the things that I really kind of get my energy from is working with good people that have good passions, and I almost want to be part of their success, to see them grow and develop. And that's really cool to me. So I've been reaching out more recently for different partnerships and different people to both get involved with the roadmap, but also for me to help with other stuff. And it's that enjoyment of just creating stuff is arguably success to me, that I would take that. It doesn't have to be, and I don't have to make £1 million a year. But actually that is just subjective to you. But I would genuinely love to know, if you catch this on YouTube or wherever, what does success mean to you? And yeah, do you have any good kind of stories that you would like to share? Okay. I do find it hilarious that I thought my voice was going to be okay. And as soon as I pressed go and started to say hello, I was like, oh God, it's going to be a shocker. But I'm just going to battle through, but it might be a slightly shorter one than normal. Okay. So this is another topic, again, from Fina Watson. I think a comment's just come in, but it's not coming up on my screen, but thank you, kind of Fina, from our Tuesday 8 p.m. session. And it was something that she flagged, and I'm always open to ideas. If there's anything you want me to talk about, tell me, send me a DM, send me a message, comment in the chat. And this is so true for anyone that wants to start their own business. You will have people that will show up, they'll be really nice to you, they'll offer you a little bit of help, but actually they're just looking to sell you something. And it's a really funny one that I've had it recently, where people have kind of reached out to me and I thought they were just like making friends with me and kind of whatever. And then the ask comes and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And it's a really funny one that almost anyone in your business or career, you've got to kind of decide, and it's a gut feel on who is genuinely looking to help you grow, and who is, they've got an ulterior kind of motive. The easiest kind of classic way is if they're asking for money. I think that's a big one. For me, any mentor or colleague or someone that you want to pick advice from, whatever, they kind of should do it for free, or at least be transparent and open about it. But for me, they should kind of do it for free. And one of the things that we talk about on the course is actually it's adding value outside your interest. If you can help someone and you have nothing to gain in return from that, or someone picks your brains and you help them back, be it to do with live streaming or podcasting or personal advice or whichever, it's really important. But you'd be shocked at how many people will come up to you and they'll meet you at networking events and they'll say, oh, we love your business, can I come in and find out more? And they get you almost on the hook because they show passion and excitement for what you're doing, which, you know, as a business owner, you like that because you're passionate about this thing and you think you found a friend, and then it comes and then they try and, oh, actually we do this coaching service and it's £300 a month. And for me, that just kind of kills it. And it was something that kind of Fina, you know, kind of mentioned earlier in the week. And it's almost like, if you know Venus flytrap, or there are various kind of plants out there that basically they entice in the fly or the bug or whatever the thing is, or the bee. And rather than the bee thinks, oh, it's pollen, it's nice, it's great, I'm going to, you know, because essentially the way a lot of nature works, it's trying to find a win-win where actually the bee gets its food, but the plant gets to pollinate everywhere. And that's a genuine partnership. And you do get people that, you know, genuinely want to work with you and help you for all the right reasons. And you go on this great adventure together. But you also get the plants that smell nice, that look nice, but actually they're just looking to kill you. And it's so true. And you will see this all the time. And I guess it comes down to your own kind of bullshit meter on whether you trust people, whether you buy into them, whether they have good reviews and stuff. And it could just be that certain people just don't resonate with you, but they're really nice people. It's just not for you, if that makes sense. And part of the career, and especially when you first set up, you will have a lot of business coaches and people who try and sell you a dream, who want to charge you for it. And especially if your business isn't particularly doing that well, they'll almost pretend that they've got this golden key that if you sign up for them, that they'll unlock and do whatever. And the truth is they probably won't. But if you ever find yourself in that kind of scenario, you can get in touch with me. You can have this completely for free. There's no agenda. There's no anything else behind it. But I promise you, hand on heart, that I don't believe there's anything better than this as a single volume that can help you with your business or career, start to finish, and everything you need to kind of learn. But I genuinely do it for the community element. And you always get people that kind of try and scam people and looking for a quick kind of buck. And, you know, that's fine for them. That can be their kind of business model. But it was just something to be aware of and to kind of watch out for. And if you have ever met anyone like this, please kind of drop in the comments. I'd love to kind of know. And then even if you can't name the person, and please don't, because we don't want to start like a Twitter beef, it's still interesting to know and kind of share advice and stuff on that one as well. Okay. So this, again, is a fairly kind of niche topic, but it's something I want to talk about because I've never seen anyone talk about it before. If you post videos onto YouTube or some other kind of platforms, when you get above 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours, you qualify for something called Adsense, where basically they'll start to put adverts on your, if you want to, you can turn it off, but they'll start to put adverts on your videos, and then you can choose what type of advert, how long they go for, what style, whatever. You can't decide what advert goes on, but you can cover a few different things. And essentially the way that that works is that over the course of a 28-day period, it tracks how many views you've had, how much ad revenue that Google has made from your channel. And if it goes over a certain threshold, which is £60 per month, they pay you a check of £60 or more. If you get to 20, 30, 40, 59 in that month, they don't pay you anything and they keep all of it. But when you get over a certain level, that's when they start to pay you. So it was last month I first, went into the kind of £60 thing. So I got my first ever, I guess, paycheck from Google Ireland, which I guess do the YouTube kind of stuff. And I was really happy. And then as a cheeky kind of scouser, one of the things that you think, well, actually, is there a way that I can get more money from this? So one of the things in this room, I have an iMac, which runs the main streams. I have 2 Mac Minis, and I also have a 14-inch MacBook Pro. And someone might even try to load up Google Chrome. You've got lots of different accounts, open lots of tabs, and just have your accounts and your videos on a playlist, just loop, if that makes sense. And I've got 968 videos as we speak, so that's a lot of hours worth of stuff. And the theory goes that if you were to leave that running, you'll magically mass up, a lot of views on stuff that actually, if you got paid every time a thing comes up, you can make a fortune to kind of do this. In practice, it doesn't work. I'm not going to say how I know, but it doesn't work. And even if you do it for like an hour, then swap accounts and do it for another hour, be it your IP address, I believe there's something called a MAC address, lots of different things. it just doesn't work. So essentially what happens in the next kind of 24 hours, the views do build up and you might get to 500 views or more on a video. But then the algorithm goes back through and checks, these are all legit. And then actually it'll wipe it back down to 20, 30 views or whatever the original one should have been. And there's still nothing wrong with that. And you can still make money off that. But the point is, can you run YouTube videos on your channel 24 hours a day with lots of tabs to get loads of ad revenue? And the answer is no. The way to do it is to build a proper channel, build a proper authentic audience that grows over time and do it properly. You can't hack it. And I'm not going to admit that I know how that doesn't work, but I'm just saying. And actually, I'd love to know in the comments, or if you catch this on YouTube, have you ever tried this? Did it work for you? Do you have any tips? I know some people would say use a VPN or whichever, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there that actually not using a VPN but trying to do it anyway, even on a private account, doesn't work. But I'd love to know your thoughts and stuff as well. Sorry if that was super niche to anyone that's not into YouTube, but as a cheeky hack, I thought I would try it and it didn't work. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So last but not least this week, and I know it's only 12 minutes past 9, but my voice is killing me, so I'm just gonna kind of do my best. It's a really funny one. It's almost very topical and timely as well. So I've had a few messages recently from different people in different contexts that basically, you know, finding things tough for various kind of different reasons. That could be mental health sides of things that, you know, truth be told, people are worried about paying the bills, potential recession, are they worried about their job, pressure of running a business, and maybe it's not going as well as they hoped. There's so many kind of things to kind of look at. And then likewise on the Safe Space Mental Health podcast, which I did yesterday with Aidan, he really talked about how he was having certain kind of feelings and emotions that were building up. And at a certain point, he knew it wasn't normal, in his kind of words, and actually he wanted to tweak and kind of make a change. So we spoke to someone, and in that case, it was a random it was a random Instagram account, which was still set up to support mental health, and it was created for this reason. But actually just the feeling of reaching out to someone is genuinely, it can really, really help. Because often many of us, including me, you go through a journey, you think it's all going well, then you have a setback or something, and you start to second guess, do I want to be doing this? Is it working? Should I give up? I'm thinking bad thoughts. I'm worried about this, I'm worried about money, I'm worried about my kids. What if people think I'm a failure? And all of these things go through most people's minds, that they genuinely kind of do. And actually just talking to someone, even if it's someone you don't really know, but putting it into a, you know, writing it down or speaking to a counsellor or a support body can genuinely kind of really help. And often for me, it's when that kind of a problem shared is a problem halved. And it was just something that I wanted to kind of quickly mention, that this is so true for anyone all over the world, that you could have, you know, your business maybe isn't kind of taken off as much as you hoped. And trust me, I feel that one. There are people that can help. So I had a lady reach out recently, which I'm going to kind of catch up with, who basically said, look, I launched as a freelancer. I'm kind of struggling a little bit. Can you help? And the truth is, yes, there will be people out there that will help without an agenda, without charging you, just because it's part of the community and what we're trying to do. But almost regardless of whatever your kind of struggles and stuff are, I promise you will feel a lot better through just kind of talking to different people, getting it off your chest. And even if that person just sits and listens, you'll probably figure out and know what to do yourself. But it does kind of really help. So one of the things that I definitely want to do, and I've got some projects kind of planned in the future, is to do more in that kind of space and actually just, you know, make sure that people know the support is there for different kind of stuff. But it was just something that no matter what you're dealing with or struggling with, you will have friends and colleagues and networks and people that you can open up to and say, actually, how did you solve that? I'm really struggling with this at the moment. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, but it'll really kind of help you just kind of figure out what to do next. And, you know, you don't have to struggle with these things alone, and they often will be, you know, much better and much easier to fix than you probably think they are. But it's still completely right and valid to feel these things. Most people do. But actually, yeah, if you can, reach out to someone, reach out to me, and hopefully, you know, someone can kind of point you in the right direction. So at 9:15, because my voice is knackered, I'm going to kind of call it quits on that one. I think I've covered everything from my notes today. Yes, I think I've. Some of the stuff coming up, I have Tony is one of our new presenters who's going to start on the 12th of September. He gets his own show as Ashley King does, and he has complete free reign to talk about whatever he wants, kind of as long as it relates to business, culture, community, careers, etc. But actually, yeah, so he's one of our new presenters. Ashley has done 3 shows in August. And what we're essentially looking to do with the course as well is that if you know a company called Peloton who do at-home kind of fitness where you can go in and choose your instructor and different stuff, one of the longer term goals for what we're trying to do is almost create the Peloton of business education. And I'm on a little journey, little baby steps, but it's something that I kind of wanted to kind of talk about. If you're even partially interested, get in touch, send me a DM. I'll happily drop you one of these in the post today, providing there's no postal strike here in the UK. And actually just, get a feel for it. I promise it's good. I promise it's useful, but we're still on this journey to kind of learn and improve. And that's something that I'll be doing for years kind of to come. And if if you find value in it, maybe you can give me a review, but actually it's just kind of part of that journey as well. Hi Fina, thank you for the comments. I'm sorry my voice is gone, but I appreciate your ideas today, both for Keegan Brown's comment, and I do love that, so I'm going to finish on that one as well. But actually just the ongoing support as well. So if you ever want to join any of our live kind of classroom sessions, and although these will be for the paid members only kind of next year or so, at the moment I'm cool if anyone kind of joins. All the links we share on social, or they're on the front page of the website. So if you go to roadmapmba.com, halfway down there's a thing that says live drop-in classroom sessions, the times and the link to join the kind of Zoom call. And you can join me and Fina and some of the other guys as well to walk through your own business or career. We talk about stuff, we almost keep each other accountable. It's really useful for me as well, because it's, I share about stuff that I'm going through. And the whole point is that we just work together bit by bit on your course and your journey and your vision and your values, and then actually the skills to help you actually put that in place. And if you join us, that's great as well. Hopefully my voice will recover soon, but the next one is at 12 p.m. today as well. So thank you for your time. Have a wonderful weekend. Get some rest. I'm going to try and rest my voice. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. All right, cheers guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.